Yo, welcome back everybody to a brand new video here on the second channel. And today we're going to be looking at some brand new decks from Japan from the new set Mega Evolutions, which is going to be coming out obviously in September. But Japan does have the brand new cards already available to play. So I thought, why not take a look at what they all do here in today's video and see what decks are doing good in Japan with these new cards. What are people cooking up with these new Mega Evolutions? Surely Mega Evolutions are going to shake up the format, right? The return of 3 prize Pokemon with gigantic amounts of HP. Definitely excited to see what lists have come out from these new Megas and all that stuff. Obviously, the set's still a bit of a far away in September, so we still have ways to go. But, you know, sure in the future we can look at even more new decks from this brand new set. If y'all are excited to look at the new decks, leave a like on the video. If you're new to the channel, subscribe down below. I would greatly appreciate it. I'll leave a link to the set I'm using, Book down in the description if you want to go check out any of these deck lists for yourself and whatnot. Also, just because some of you guys might not know what the cards do, I have Pokemon proxies pulled up here so we can read some of the scans and translations on some of the new cards just so you know what they do. Start off, we'll look at Mega Gardavore decks, which probably is the most boring new Mega Pokemon because it's going to see play within Gardavore EX. There's nothing really too fancy about it. Everyone's just going to play the deck in Gardavore EX, so we're not really looking at anything too crazy here, but still going to look at Mega Gardy regardless. We do have some Gardavore lists here that aren't playing Mega Gardavore, but we do have some that do play the Mega Gardavore here. So the Mega Gardavore does, of course, have a pretty good attack that combines well with Guardy. We do have its attack here, which has Mega Symphonia for 1 Psychic Energy. It does 50 damage for each Psychic Energy on all of your Pokemon. So in a deck like Gardavore EX, where you have infinite Psychic Energy acceleration, this attack actually seems pretty good because you can put a lot of energy into play out of nowhere with Mega Gardavore. And of course, it does have that Overflowing Wishes attack for each of your bench Pokemon. You can search your deck for a basic Psychic and attach it to that Pokemon. For the most part, you're just going to use Mega Symphonia. Mega Gardavore EX does have 306 HP, which almost keeps out of range of getting killed by like Grimmsnarl, which is pretty crazy to note. So very powerful card, and it does work well in Guardy. Megas obviously do not evolve from their basic EX counterparts like before. They just evolve from the Ralts. So it's kind of crazy. You can evolve Mega Gardavore from a Ralts. You can evolve Mega Manetric from an Electrike. It's kind of the same thing here. It's kind of crazy. Turning a Ralts into a 360 HP Pokemon is low-key kind of crazy, not gonna lie. But yeah, Gardavore will probably still play the Drifloons and Screamtails, Mew, Clefairy, Monkey Dory stuff. Like, you're still gonna basically just be a Guardy deck, but you're still probably just gonna want to put a 1 of Mega in the deck if it's even worth running. Like, it's not guaranteed to be worth playing overall. You do have to play a lot of Psychic Energy to even make this card work. I mean, this build plays 8 Psychic. A lot of lists usually play 7 Psychic, but you have to up the Psychic count because you want to make sure your Mega Gardavore hits really hard. One thing I do want to note about some of these lists, you can see some of them are not playing Research. Some of them are playing a brand new supporter card, which I am very excited for this card to come out. We have the brand new Lily's Determination. This card is very good in my opinion. Shuffle your hand in your deck, draw 6 cards. If you have 6 prizes remaining, you get to draw 8 cards instead, which is really, really powerful. It's a shuffle draw 6 supporter card like Professor Oak's New Theory or the supporter Cynthia. I've always liked these supporter cards. I've always thought they were like a very fair and balanced way to draw cards. This card is nice because it has an extra bonus where at the beginning of the game, before you've taken a prize, you actually get to draw even more cards instead. This is actually a pretty good supporter card for Gardavore, I think, because in the early game, while you're trying to set up a Guardy, you do have Lily to get you there. And this build does play 4 Lily, 4 Arven, 3 Iono. This build above it, not playing Mega Gardavore. I don't think there's a Mega Guardy in this list. No, there's no Mega Guardy. He plays Jellicent. Still plays 3 Lily. This build plays 3 Lily. So it looks like Guardy will probably start playing at Lily's Determination. Got another build here. With Mega Guardy. It's not really playing anything too fancy. It does have Hero's Cape in the deck, so I guess trying to make Mega Gardavore even more tankier, giving it 406 HP. I guess like a Hero's Cape Gardavore can't really be KO'd by Grimmsnarl. Charizard could still knock it out under the right circumstances, but Grimmsnarl will not be able to one-shot a Gardavore with a Hero's Cape on it, which is pretty funny. This build also does have the Screamtail and the Monkeys, but there's no Clefairy or Mew or anything like that, which is interesting. There is 9 Psychic Energy, though, so trying to really buff the damage output that the Mega Gardavore can do here for sure. Because you do need like 6 to 7 Psychic Energy in play to actually one-shot most stuff in the format. And then Megas will come into the fray. You're going to need like 8 to 9 energy. I guess you have Adrenaline Brain, so maybe you don't need that much energy actually. And then we do have another build. Once again, just playing the Screamtail and the Monkey. If you want to kind of just play the Mega Gardavore as its own main attacker, you can just kind of go down this route here where you can still want to play the Screamtail and the Monkey. Probably play the Clefairy too, but I guess you can lean more into just the bulkiness of the deck. Like, if your board is just Gardevore's, like Mega Gardevoir EX and normal Gardevoir EX, like, Dragapult is not going to be doing very well against you, because, like, you're just sitting there with some tanky Psychic Pokemon that one-shot you when you have the Hero's Cape base spec. It's an interesting approach to the deck. You still have Cleffa here, which can set up your board. You are playing a dual Stage 2 deck, so you're going to need to get multiple Guardies down at once, so it's kind of nice to have the Cleffa to maybe get you there. And then another build here, more of the classic approach. Still plays the one of Mega Guardy, plays Trolley as a spec, plays 4 of the brand new Psychic Stadium, which I guess we could quickly take a look at here. The new Psychic Stadium is a pretty decent little card to have in Guardy. I don't know if it's better than playing something like Artisan, but it does have that effect here. Once during each player's turn, they can search their discard pile for a Psychic Energy, or once during they may discard a Psychic Energy from their hand to draw as many cards as Psychic Pokemon they have in play. So it's a nice draw supporter for Guardy, but you have to play a lot of Psychic Energy to really get value out of this. So I don't know if it's that good in the deck, but it could be an upgrade for Gardavore still at the end of the day, which is kind of crazy. The new Kirlia, I think, is decent too. I guess we could read the new Kirlia. Seems like a decent upgrade for Gardavore. It's got a setup attack, call sign, search check for 3 Pokemon and put them in your hand. I mean, it's nothing too crazy, but, like, that's a pretty good attack to play. If you're not going to get Iono'd, it could still get you into a pretty good turn too. Combine that with, like, Secret Box or something the following turn, you could definitely set up your board nicely. All right, another build with Mega Guardy. He's playing Monkey and Klefki and stuff. Fluttermane in there, Secret Box. This is like the more classic approach. This is maybe what we're going to see a normal Guardy list look like. And maybe they'll still be playing multiple Lilies. Like, I could see 2 Research, 2 Lily split maybe will be the way to go. Or maybe they just won't play Lily at all. This build here has Budew in the deck and Luminous Energy, 11 Psychic Energy. So it does play a heavier kind of Psychic, but it does want to lean more into Gardavore, Mega Gardavore, right? And you still have the 11 Psychic does combine well with the new Stadium, not just the Mega Gardavore. You get a lot of value out of those 2 combined. Another build with the Secret Box with the Devo in there. Another Mega Guardy build here with the Monkey and the Screamtail. Some of them are playing Abra, which is weird. I'm not sure what the Abra's for. Yeah, this build's got the Hero's Cape. This is like the build we saw earlier with the Hero's Cape, triple Monkey Dory, the double Mega Guardy. Just trying to make Mega Gardavore your main attacker. Just make this really tanky 3-prizer that blows anything up in the active spot once it sets up a bunch of energy in play, which is kind of crazy. Another one here, the Hero's Cape base spec. So yeah, it's kind of like the Mega Guardy list looks like you got the Hero's Cape built here, and then you just have like the normal Gardavore list with like kind of a hybrid approach where you're still going to be playing the Mega Gardavore, but you still have all the other cards like the Drifloons, the Screamtail, the Mew, the Clefairy, and then you have the more nuanced approach where you're just playing the 2 Gardavore EX and the 2 Mega Guardies with the Hero's Cape base spec. So it could be good. We'll have to see on that. I'm sure like all the Guardy lists here, they're just kind of like the same thing. So don't really have to go too much farther because, I mean, we're just kind of looking at the same Guardy list probably or like something similar. But we kind of have an idea now as to how Japan is building with Mega Gardavore. I don't think this card is going to be like super game-breaking for Gardavore EX. Like, to be honest, the Gardavore may not even play it. Like, there's a good chance that if like Gardavore wins Pittsburgh, it won't even play a Mega Gardavore in the deck. Well, actually, it can't play Mega. It's not even going to be legal. But I mean, was it Milwaukee? I think is the next one after Pittsburgh. Whatever. The first regional where the set is legal. I don't even think Mega Gardavore will be that common. We'll have to see though. The card still is a decent card to have in Guardy, but like at the end of the day, you can still probably win games with just being a normal Gardavore EX deck. But Mega Gardavore definitely can be a cool new way to play the deck, or it could be a nice addition to the deck. We'll have to see how impactful it ends up being within Gardavore. All right, next up, I guess we can look at Mega Lucario next, because that's like the next like mascot Mega of the set. Mega Lucario might bring back fighting Pokemon in a pretty big way. I'm definitely excited for Mega Lucario. Let's scroll up and find it here. So yeah, Mega Lucario is actually great. It's got an attack or a jab. It's definitely aura farming. It's got the attack that does 130 damage for 1 fight energy, attached with 3 basic fight energy from your discard pile to your bench Pokemon any way you like. Really solid attack, great energy acceleration attack. Mega Lucario is a stage 1, 340 HP Pokemon, which is kind of insane. And it does have Mega Brave that does 270 for 2 fighting. Now, Mega Pokemon that can evolve from like into a 340 HP Pokemon from a basic is kind of ridiculous, I'm not going to lie. And being a fighting type is good because we do have some new fighting support cards like the brand new Premium Power Pro, which is essentially like Power Tablet for fighting Pokemon. Once during this turn, the attacks used by your fighting Pokemon do 30 more damage to your opponent's active. So yeah, it's like Power Tablet, Electro Power for fighting types. This is a great upgrade for all kinds of fighting Pokemon, not just to play it with that Mega Lucario. But let's take a look at how people are building their Mega Lucario EX decks here. I'm definitely excited for this. So we do have some builds here. This one does play some new cards. We have a new Hariyama and the new Lunatone and Solrock here, which we can take a look at what those cards do. I think they're in this part right here. Yeah. So Lunatone is kind of the main one you want to play. It does have that ability, Lunar Cycle. If you have Solrock in play, you can discard a basic fighting from your hand to draw 3 cards. However, you can't use this ability more than once a turn. This is a pretty strong ability to have because it allows you to very easily draw cards, but also get an energy in the discard for Mega Lucario's first attack. So it gives you a mini draw engine. It's like Radiant Greninja, right? So that's kind of cool. And then the Hariyama here, the Solrock isn't really worth like anything looking at, but the Hariyama does have Sumo Catcher. When you place a card from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon, you may switch in one of your opponent's bench Pokemon in the active. So it's basically like Boss when you evolve it. It's like the double. It's like Umbreon VMAX's ability. So that's why these lists are playing the Hariyama, so the Lucario can be a bit more aggressive. So that's kind of like the engine of the deck. You have the Premium Power Pro for more damage. You have Mega Lucario, which is your main attacker that can hit really hard, accelerate energy. You can basically just build up your other Lucarios on the bench, and then you have the Hariyama to give you some gust, to be more aggressive, and then you have the Solrock and the Lunatone combo to draw you cards. This build also plays a Genesect in the deck to give you a little bit of extra disruption against other ace specs. The interesting one is Survival Brace being the ace spec. I guess it's for the Guardy matchup, so they can't one-shot you, but they do have Monkey Dory, though, so I'm not too convinced that that's the best ace spec. But being a fighting deck does mean you can also play Cornerstone Ogre Palm. We see this Mega Lucario list here does play Cornerstone in it, which does make sense to play in the deck. I guess, one thing to note, too, there is another new item card from fighting Pokemon. I forgot to mention this. There is the Fighting Gong here. Search your deck for a basic fighting Pokemon or a basic fighting energy and put it in your hand. So, pretty good card. Getting a free basic fighting Pokemon is pretty good, and then also being able to also then maybe get an energy instead. It's pretty good too. So that hybrid effect is very strong for fighting decks. So yeah, Cornerstone seems like a good inclusion. It would help a lot against Goldengo because Goldengo probably would still be able to maybe beat this deck because they can go through 2 Lucarios fairly easily. But with Cornerstone, you can just Mega Lucario, build up a Cornerstone Ogre Pawn, and then all of a sudden they won't be able to really do anything. And you can build it up pretty quickly. You can make the Cornerstone hit even harder with the Premium Power Pro if you want, which is kind of scary. You got Rock Chestplate in here, another interesting fighting support card. So it is nice that fighting types are getting a little bit of a buff with this set, because it does feel like right now fighting is like the weakest type in the game. There's some cool fighting types like Mega Garchomp, Garchomp EX, like Cynthia's Garchomp. But like overall, fighting types are just kind of lacking right now. Like really, it's just Cornerstone and maybe Cynthia's Garchomp carrying the name of fighting Pokemon on their back, right? So it's nice that fighting types do get this buff. Another build here, playing this package. I mean, this probably is the way to play Mega Lucario, the Hariyama, the Solrock Lunatone engine. Then you have the new fighting support cards. And you probably would want to play a Cornerstone Ogre Pod. I don't think Goldengo is going anywhere, but also Cornerstone is just a good card in general, not just for Goldengo. So then the ace specs are different. We got Prime Catcher, Max Belt's interesting to do even more damage. You can Max Belt your Mega Lucario with the addition of the Premium Power Pros to like out of nowhere knock something out. Yeah, with the Max Belt on your first attack and Premium Power Pro combo, you're going to knock out basic EX Pokemon, and then that would initiate the 2-prize trade pretty easily because then you can 2-2-2 pretty easily from there, which I guess does make sense. I just want to highlight the new Acerola's Mischief here. I've got to scroll down to find this. This card definitely seems good for Mega Deck. So the same as Wally. But yeah, Acerola's Mischief. You can only play this card if your opponent has 2 or fewer prizes remaining. Choose one of your Pokemon to play during your opponent's next turn. Prevent all damage and effects of attacks done to that Pokemon by attacks your opponent's Pokemon EX. Pretty annoying card. Turn your Pokemon to a Mimikyu for a turn. Definitely could be pretty game-winning for sure. If it can buy you like 1 turn to win the game. But yeah, a lot of those guys kind of look the same here. This one's got Legacy Energy. Interesting ace spec choice. I guess making Mega Lucario have be a 2-prizer is actually pretty good. So I don't hate the idea of playing that either in the deck. But yeah, they're all playing like the same thing. We do see one having the new Excadrill EX in it, which I haven't tried yet actually for a YouTube video on the main channel. Another build here with Monkey Dory. I like the idea of Monkey Dory in the deck. You have self-energy acceleration. Why not play the Monkey? I don't know if you have bench space. You're going to play Monkey. You probably can't play the Hariyama, obviously. Guess that makes sense. This build's playing for Ridgeraff. Interesting. Probably just there for like the Raging Bull matchup, which could be a little bit more trickier, I guess. I think you could build up Friggraff with Lucario's attack. I don't think it's limited to just fighting Pokemon. Another build with Excadrill, more Excadrill builds. Another build here with the Hariyama Solrock. Yeah, Solrock Lunatone package seems really good with Mega Lucario. Because like realistically, you're just building yourself up. You'd have those other niche attackers like Cornerstone or Friggraff in that regards, or the Excadrill EX. But for the most part, you're just building up your own Mega Lucario. So yeah, those are all the Mega Lucario lists so far. highlights to note. Fighting types get a lot better. Solrock, Lunatone, and Hariyama seem to be like the main way to play the deck. The spec of choice is actually up in the air. We've seen lists with Prime Catcher, Legacy Energy, Max Belt, Secret Box. Yeah, I'm excited to play Mega Lucario. It's nice that fighting Pokemon are a lot better, and any other fighting Pokemon we have in the format get a bit of an upgrade now. All right, next up, we can look at Mega Kangaskhan. Now, a lot of people in Japan are trying to build this card. Mega Kangaskhan has quite a lot of potential. It's got a pretty strong ability, Run Errand. Once you're in turn, this Pokemon is in the active spot. You can draw 2 cards. You can't use this ability more than once a turn. So you can't go into like another Mega Kangaskhan like you could with Goldengo and draw 2 more cards. So it's only with its ability once per turn. It's got the attack rapid fire combo for 3 colorless energy, does 200 damage. You flip a coin to get tails, does 50 for each heads. I'm not convinced on Mega Kangaskhan yet. I do think this card has potential, but I'm not really convinced on it. I think the attack kind of isn't very good. There's no way to reflip a coin to do the attack, which is kind of my issue with it. But I'm interested to see how this card was being built in Japan. So this build here is a quad approach to the Mega Kangaskhan. So you're just playing 4 Mega Kangaskhan here, a bunch of energy alongside 4 Crispin to build it up. You do have the 4 Crushing Hammer, 4 Picnic Basket, just a lot of healing and a lot of disruption, like Judges in there. It's kind of like Quad Thorns, the Erie's in there. There's a new item card I guess we can look at 2 here. We got that Mega Signal card. Search your deck for 1 Mega Evolution Pokemon EX, put in your hand. That's pretty broken, man. Being able to find a Mega Pokemon for free is a little ridiculous. This item card is really, really powerful for Mega Evolution decks. I think this card is pretty good for the Mega Kangaskhan decks. This quad approach could be fun. I love me some quad decks. This deck will get probably destroyed by Mega Lucario, but if you don't play against Mega Lucario, quad Mega Kangaskhan could be a fun little deck to play. I'm definitely excited to try that out because I'm a huge fan of the quad decks. And then this is probably the more realistic approach how you're going to build a Kangaskhan deck, and that's going to be within a Terapagos deck, or just playing it with Bouffalant in general, because Bouffalant does work with Mega Kangaskhan. It is a basic Pokemon, so you can put 2 Bouffalant into play, and then give the Mega Kangaskhan effectively 360 HP. You could put a Bravery Charm on it to give it plus 50 more HP, so effectively the Kangaskhan has like 400 plus HP at that point with the combination of Charm plus the double Boof combo. So this is probably the more realistic approach to building Kangaskhan as opposed to its like quad approach. And then you can pair with Terapagos to give you another attacker. That's probably a little bit more reliably stronger than Mega Kangaskhan. Like I said, that attack relies on a coin flip, which isn't very reliable. One thing to note, Latias EX seems pretty good with this card because in a deck with Latias in it, you don't even have to play Mega Kangaskhan like by itself. Like any deck that plays Latias could probably play the Mega Kangaskhan because it gives you a little bit of onboard draw. Like combine that with Pheasantipity, that's 5 cards you get to see for free right there, which is honestly pretty good to help you out of Iono's situation. So I don't hate that. I guess you could play Protective Goggles with Kangaskhan if you're that scared of Lucario. It does take away weakness on basic Pokemon, so you can put the goggles on the Mega Kangaskhan to effectively make it have no weakness, which seems pretty good against Lucario, even though it still does a lot of damage, but that might help a little bit more in that matchup. We have another quad approach here with Monkey Dory and Bouffalant, so you're really trying to lean into that like tank heal approach with the Kangaskhan being able to tank a hit with the Bouffalant's ability and then also heal some of it off with Monkey Dory. It makes a lot of sense. Budu to slow your opponent down. I like this build actually. This seems like the more realistic approach to a quad Mega Kangaskhan deck because you get a little bit of bulk and you get a little bit of healing, and that seems kind of good. So I kind of like this approach to the Mega Kangaskhan deck. Another Terapagos build. Yeah, Terapagos could come back in the format if Mega Kangaskhan ends up being good in the deck. I could definitely see that like Terapagos Noctowl engine deck be good again because it was good for a while at the beginning of the rotation format in Atlanta, and then it kind of just fell off really quickly. But maybe it comes back with Mega Kangaskhan. Maybe the Mega Kangaskhan gives the deck a little bit of extra support, and it gives you an extra attacker. It makes the deck a little bit more stronger overall. Maybe the Terapagos deck might be worth playing now that Kangaskhan is coming out. Another build here with no Rotom, just playing like the supporters and stuff. That's interesting. We have another quad approach here. There's no, like, I feel like if you're playing the quad Kangaskhan, I like the idea of Bouffalant. Like, Bouffalant just seems really good with the Kangaskhan deck, but maybe this kind of build seems okay too. I won a gym battle, so maybe it's good. Yeah, another build here with Terapagos playing the Leaves. I like the idea of Leaves in the deck, helping against Grimmsnarl and Charizard. And then we have a dark approach here. So one of the top players in Japan built this one with Frostlass. That's interesting. Hey, Frostlass goes with anything, man. I'm just saying, even the new Mega Kangaskhan. So yeah, Mega Kangaskhan, not as many lists, but I mean, by itself, it's like okay. I think ultimately it is a good support Pokemon in a deck with Latias. So I'm sure if we were to like go to like look at decks that use Latias here on this site, we would probably see more action with Mega Kangaskhan because I'm sure they would be in those type of decks. But it's cool to see Mega Kangaskhan as its own archetype. But like I said, I think it seems really good with Terapagos. That could revive the deck a little bit because with Bouffalant and Bravery Charm, this Mega Kangaskhan quite hard to KO. Combine that with Monkey Dories and stuff, could be a pretty good card. It's got a good ability too. Some draw is always good, so definitely looking forward to trying out Mega Kangaskhan. Next up is Mega Venusaur, which I'm sure some of y'all are excited to see some Mega Venusaur stuff. So I think we gotta scroll all the way up here to find Mega Venusaur. But yeah, this card could be good. It's a Grass-type Pokemon with 380 HP, so it's got the most amount of HP in the game. It's got the ability Solar Trans. As many times you like during turn, you can move one basic Grass Energy from one of your Pokemon to another one of your Pokemon. These type of abilities have always been kind of good. Then you have Jungle Dump, which for Grass does 240 damage. You heal 30 from the Venusaur. Venusaur does have a lot of support in this set, to note real quick. So, first thing, I don't know, is the stadium going to be in this set? No, I guess we got to scroll down and find the stadium. I guess we can look at the new Meganium, too, because Meganium's pretty good with Venusaur. It's got the ability Wild Growth. Each basic grass energy on your Pokemon provides 2 grass energies, which is really, really good. So this type of ability has also been very powerful. We saw this on the Pokemon Go Charizard for Fire Energy. We've seen this ability before on an old Venusaur card. So this ability has existed on Venusaur, so I'm sure the Venusaur list of Japan are going to run this Meganium here. Then, yeah, we have this Stadium card, which we've got to scroll down to find here. The Vitality Force, which is like a nerfed version of Force Giant Plants, which was a very good card for grass types back in the day. Each player's grass Pokemon may evolve into a grass Pokemon on the turn they were played. This card is very, very strong. Basically allows you to go bench Bulbasaur, evolve an Ivysaur, evolve an Venusaur, bench Chikorita, evolve an Bayleaf, evolve an Meganium right away. This card is broken. This is a really powerful card. And it seems great with Mega Venusaur. All right, so we got this build here, just playing with Teal Mask Ogerpon. That makes sense. You can use Teal Mask to put Grass Energy into play for the ability that Venusaur has to move them around. So you can Teal Dance and then move the energy around on your Venusaur. So Teal Mask seems like the best support Pokemon for the Mega Venusaur. And then it has a one of Sinestcha in there, which is kind of cool too, I guess. So Sinestcha seems kind of decent too. Yeah, so this is probably the best way to play the Mega Venusaur, I'm assuming, is playing it with the Meganium and the Teal Mask. Use Teal Mask's ability to put Grass Energy into play for Venusaur's ability, and then you have the Meganium. Meganium seems really broken in the deck because it actually will allow your Teal Mask to do even more damage, which is kind of crazy. Like, you're effectively, like, almost, like, doubling the amount of damage you're doing. Like, the Teal Mask hits really hard with Meganium. That could be its own deck, but the Venusaur makes sense, and you can use Teal Mask to move the energy. You have the Vitality Force to easily get out the Stage 2. So you're playing a multi-Stage 2 deck, but with that new Vitality Force Stadium, it really doesn't matter. You can very easily get out your Stage 2. So this deck definitely looks like it's going to be the best way to play the Mega Venusaur, in my opinion. Now the build here, playing with the Teal Mask and the Meganium, yeah, they're all probably just going to look the same. This one's got Toadscruel. Toadscruel could be good in the Venusaur deck because you can put energy into play and then you can move them around for Toadscruel EX. But this one just plays the one of Toadscruel just to try to beat Goldengo. It even plays 2 Toadscruel. You can put 2 into play so that Goldengo kills Toadscruel. You can still get the guy back out because you have the double Toadscruel. So it seems decent too. This one doesn't play Meganium though. This one does. It's got the one prize Ogerpon too. And this one's got the different Ogerpons. So I think Meganium's ability works on any Pokemon, not just the grass type. So you can use it with Cornerstone Mask, and you can use Wellspring. The deck also plays Ogre's Mask to swap in between the 2 Ogerpons. That seems like a cool way to play the deck. I like it. Building up the Wellspring and the Cornerstone seems kind of good. They both have good uses, right? So could be decent. And this build has Crustle. Crustle could be okay with Venusaur. I mean, you have a lot of, like, we have a 3-prizer on the board, which helps the prize map. But, I mean, at the same time, Venusaur is a good way to build up Crustle if you can get it going. You probably, yeah, the deck plays 2 Turo. I'm going to say you have to Turo them off the board. This one's got Dreadnought. That's interesting. This one's got Hydrapple. Hydrapple could be a good partner, too, for Venusaur, but also could be a good partner for Meganium, not just Mega Venusaur. So Hydrapple with Meganium actually might be a good deck, because Hydrapple can do even more damage with Meganium's abilities. So that one's exciting to see. This one's got Mega Kangaskhan in. I like it, just an extra support Pokemon. You can build up Mega Kangaskhan with Venusaur too. So that's I guess it's like another Mega Kangaskhan deck to look at here. Is you can use Venusaur's ability to move the grass energy onto the Kangaskhan as an attacker. So the Kangaskhan can start attacking. So I like this approach to the Mega Venusaur too. And then another Teal Mask build. This one's got the Woshin EX. I bet y'all forgot about Woshin. Can snipe sling when your opponent's taking a bunch of prizes. Could be a good attacker to have in the Venusaur deck. Yeah, this one here we see does play the Toadscruel EX, which I like. The Meganium build. Very thin line of Meganium, though. We got another one with Toadscruel. More custom builds here from some top players in Japan. Okay, so there you go. Those are all the Mega Venusaur decks we have so far. Definitely excited to try it out. It makes grass even better. Again, I think this Meganium approach is like the best way to play it, because Meganium does give you a lot of power it lets your Venusaur attack for 2 energy, and it lets Teal Mask hit even harder, and you can use Meganium with a lot of other different Pokemon. So Meganium definitely is going to be a really good card to have in the Venusaur deck. Those two seem like a really good partner alongside that Vitality Force. I don't think the Venusaur would have been as good without Vitality Force. Like, the Vitality Force, like, upgrades the deck completely and makes it, like, very playable. It would be a lot more mid without the Forest. You have to, like, candy the guy out, which would be a bit slower, but with Vitality Force, it's you get a Venusaur out super easily, which turns into a 380 HP Pokemon right away. That's kind of bananas. You can get a Meganium and a Venusaur out in the same turn with Vitality Force. It's just that good of a card. Like, don't underestimate the power of a Forest to Giant Plants style effect. It is a very powerful effect for the game. All right. Finally, we got the Mega Manetric Dex. I'm pretty excited about this. Mega Manetric is one of my favorite Mega Evolution Pokemon. It's pretty excited that they brought it back. It's not the same Pokemon, but it's a pretty strong card, and I'm excited to see what people have cooked up for Mega Manetric. So let's look at Mega Manetric. Yeah, Mega Manetric is pretty powerful. It's got 2 good attacks. It's got Flash Ray for 2 lightning, does 120 damage, and then you prevent all damage on this Pokemon by attacks from your opponent's basic Pokemon during your opponent's next turn. So kind of like Noivern EX, you're walling off basics. Obviously, those big basic decks like Raging Bolt and Miraidon, I guess, tend to play Prime Catchers. They can still, like, gust around it, but you are doing a lot of damage. 120 damage does put a lot of pressure on those decks to kind of do something fast because you're two-shotting them. Then you have Riot Blaster, which will probably be, like, the main attack you play with Manetric. For 3 lightning, does 200 damage, and then you can do 330 damage effectively if you discard all the energy from the Manetric. So I'm sure, you know, this card will see play with the lightning support things in the format. Like generators. This build is just playing it with the Magneton. Use Magneton's ability to build up that second attack. Makes sense. You are playing a Mega Evolution, so theoretically your opponent needs to take 2 knockouts to win. So you can theoretically afford to pop 2 Magneton per game. It just does play the Generator. You can use Generator to build your Mega Manetric. You have Turbo Energize in the deck as another way to build it up. You just try to build up Manetric, and then you just try to take 3 knockouts to win, I guess. It's not a bad approach. I like the idea of Magneton, because, like, if you're just playing the Mega Evolution, they have to take up 2 of these anyways. So popping the Magneton effectively doesn't really affect the prize map at all, as long as your Electric doesn't get knocked out. One thing to note, too, Mega Manetric does happen to have a free retreat. Yeah, it's got a free retreat cost, which is actually pretty broken. That makes it a pretty good pivot Pokemon to have. So, yeah, the Magneton approach seems good. And then we have a build here with Miraidon. It could be a really good Pokemon to play in Miraidon. You can get out the Electrics with Miraidon's ability fairly easily, and then you can Generator to the Manetric. You can still use Iron Hands to put on some pressure on your opponent. The Manetric could help in other situations. Just that first attack, like I said, is pretty strong. Being able to block damage done to the Manetric by basic Pokemon isn't bad. So that helps a little bit. So you have early pressure with Iron Hands, and you have that aggressiveness with the Mega Manetric. So it seems like a good partner for Miraidon, too. This one's interesting. It's got Dusknoir in the deck. I'm not sure the Dusknoir is for, because, like, you already one-shot stuff with 330 damage, but I guess you could just be even more aggressive. This one plays Reversal Energy with Luxray, which is interesting. It's a very interesting approach to the deck. I don't know. Is Dusknoir just worse than Magneton? So I feel like if you're going to play Manetric, play Magneton. I guess if you're trying to use Manetric's first attack and then kind of lean into the second attack to, like, finish the game off, I guess it's, like, the approach this build is going for. It's a very interesting way to play Manetric. And then, yeah, we have a Miraidon build Electric. That's the other thing. So you're going to play the Mega Manetric. You do have the Magneton. You have the Miraidon. But playing it with the Electric also makes a lot of sense because you can use Dynamotor to refuel Mega Manetric's second attack. I feels like Mega Manetric and Electric were, like, made for each other, to be honest with you, because the attack discards all the energy from it, and then, yeah, with Mega Manetric's Free Retreat, you can chain double Mega Manetric with the help of Electric's ability. So you can just use a bunch of Electrics to build up your Mega Manetric again, and to just kind of loop that second attack over and over and over again. So it does feel like Electric is the maybe Magneton's pretty good too, but the Electric seems like maybe the best way to play the Mega Manetric, because it's so easy to build up the attack. You get 2 of these guys down, double Dynamotor, attach, retreat for free into another Mega Manetric, and just kind of chain the attacks over and over again. You have Lavincia if you want to get the energy back. That seems like the best way to play the Mega Manetric for sure. And yeah, another build with the Electric and the Miraidon. I mean, you can still probably just play the Miraidon there in hands. Maybe when Miraidon and hands rotate next year, then Electric Mega Manetric will be like the best lightning deck in the format, to be honest with you. Another toolbox, got the Electric and the Magneton. Makes sense to play both. This one has a thinner line of Mega Manetric, trying to lean more into... You still have Hands and Zekrom, which are pretty good attackers too, not just having the Manetric. And then, yeah, another build here. The quad build, ooh, I like Power Glass. You can Power Glass your Mega Manetric, put the energy back on it. So you can go second attack, Power Glass. They have 2 wands. You still have to wait another turn to attach, but it's, like, fine. You still have Generator. You have the 1/1 Magneton to build it up. You can still use the first attack Flash Ray, which can be good in some situations. Another Miraidon approach here. It's got the Electric and the Magneton. The split package in that build also seems kind of decent. So you just have more energy acceleration for the deck alongside the Generator. another build with just the eel. See, 3/3 eel seems correct, because you just want to have 2 in play to easily build up Manetric. Like, that just seems too good not to play, in my opinion. And then, yeah, finally we got the last build here with Joltik. It's like Joltik, Electric, Manetric. Huh, interesting. All right, but there you go. Those are the Mega Manetric decks. Again, the set just came out, so we don't have all kinds of different lists yet, but still getting some early sample lists of what they look like right now. It does seem pretty good, and I'm pretty excited for this new set to come out. The Megas are going to shake up the format, like I said, and it is cool to see what they've cooked up with Mega Manetric. Mega Manetric, I'm pretty excited for. Mega Kangaskhan looks pretty cool. Mega Venusaur is going to be really good. Grass getting a lot better with the new Stadium, Meganium, and the Venusaur definitely seems good. And Lucario also looks very powerful. Like, I think Lucario is going to be potentially a top deck when it comes out. Well, actually, it does compete with Gardavore, so maybe when Gardavore rotates is when Lucario will be good. I guess that's the reason why we saw that build with the Friggraph in it, to help beat Guardy a little bit. Meg Gardavore, like I said, might not see a lot of playing Gardavore EX, but some builds will play. We did see a few builds using the normal Guardy deck with the one of Gardavore, and then we saw a more Meg Gardavore approach with the Heroescape and stuff. So this also could be the other way to play the Mega Guardies, play with the Heroescape and stuff. But I'm excited for the Megas. In a future video, we're going to look at the other Mega Evolutions Garfield, the Mega Camera, the Mega Abomasnow, still a few other new decks to look at from this new set, but I did want to look at some of the more highlighted and popular Mega Evolutions to come out of the set. But we'll look at more new decks from this new set soon on the channel. I'm definitely excited to look at even more new decks, because there's a lot of stuff to come out of this new set. So I'm excited for sure to see what else people have cooked up from this new set. And then City Leagues, I think, will return in September. I don't know if that'll be before or after the set comes out here, so hopefully we can look at even more new stuff when City Leagues comes out. We can actually see like better results when the City Leagues return in September. So yeah, hope you enjoyed. I'll leave a link to Pokébook, the site I used for this video, in the description. Catch y'all later. If you're new to the channel, subscribe down below, and yeah, bye-bye.